Alright, we're live. Hi, welcome to Weighing In Fights and Films. I'm Jenny Rose. I'm here with my co-host and fabulous hairdresser,
Sandra Zor.
Sandra Zor. You can tell by her fabulous hair. She's going to do my hair soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next couple days.
So, anyway, we just watched the Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 5.
Yes.
And quite the episode.
It was
very
quite
full of
information
and tidbits and got some fun stuff. I think so. Anyway,
stuff, yeah.
You got some lipstick on your teeth. There we go. That's because you just applied it. I saw you. I caught you. So.
NARS.
Huh?
NARS.
NARS? We're not sponsored by anyone, so it is just
maybe we will be.
Lipstick that should sponsor us. Yes. Anyway. So anyway, this one, Jaime's rescued. You get that right from the beginning, because last episode we saw him sink into the bottom.
Yes, saving Jaime Nemo style.
Yep, saving Kingsguard Jaime, instead of Private Ryan.
Yes.
Anyway, but Bronn drags him out and basically tells him the only one that's going to be killing you is me.
Yes, because he still needs that castle.
Yeah, he's not been paid yet. But at the same time, Bronn has some sense about him, and he's like, as long as there's dragons, I'm out.
Yeah.
Out.
I mean, what else are you gonna do?
I draw the line of dragons.
Exactly.
and it's like, yeah.
I really can't disagree.
So, well, yeah, because then we go from that little brief scene into the aftermath. Tyrion walking through all the ash.
All the ash bodies and horses and...
Yeah, up to Daenerys, and a cool shot with the dragon on a rock and its kind of wings out, kind of Chernobog style, and yeah.
Yes, very, very much so.
And very nice looking. That's a poster.
Definitely.
But
so basically now Samwell Tarly is Lord of House Tarly because
she asked him to bend a knee, the Golden Army, the lions.
She's hell bent on bending the knee.
Yeah, she wants men to be down on her knees, And but everyone does bend their knees because a dragon's roaring at them, and that's how you do it, But the only ones that don't are Sam's father and brother. Dickon was a dick off. Yeah.
You couldn't wait to say
I mean, even the dad is like, dude, no, don't be an idiot. But he's an idiot. So they get burned alive.
Yes, they do. It's an atrocity.
You're right. And now you were explaining to me something about why Tyrion felt guilty. In that scene, he's trying to convince Daenerys to spare them, to put him in chains or to send him to the wall. And again,
because he feels guilty. He feels a little bit like a traitor. I mean, I don't think he really feels that way, but he knows that he's viewed that way, and I think because people believe, that he killed Joffrey. They pretty much know that he killed his father.
Right. That one's that got out for certain, and then they were trying to try him for the murder of Joffrey because his sister's hell bent on that one.
But in the last episode, we found out that Lady
she's like,
she
no,
confessed.
Tell that bitch,
yes,
that it was me.
Yes, give me that. Give me that poison.
And take the poison and go out, blaze of glory.
Yes.
Yeah. So speaking of that, Jaime does go. Yeah, 0 fucks were given that day. Speaking of which, Jaime does go to his sister. The next scene does go. It's with Jaime and Cersei. And Jaime tries to keep it real for her. He tells her, dude, dragons are real.
Yes.
They're bigger than house cats, and we're fucked.
Yeah, we're not going to win this.
And we're not going to win it.
And she's like...
Of course we will. Yeah. Because she refuses to believe anything.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm having some experience with dealing with bitches lately.
Ooh.
And especially people who, if it's not their plan, they're going to be an obstacle in the way, which is exactly what Cersei's doing. It's not her way, so fuck them. Yeah.
Life imitates art.
Right, doesn't it?
It
We all know someone. Everybody's got that story.
Yes.
Everybody has it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So.
Daggers, yes.
Yeah.
Pretending to be your friends, those bitches.
So she's like, it's basically, fuck logic. It's not my plan, so we're not doing it.
Right.
And he's like, dude,
she's
dragons.
fucked logic a long time ago, though.
And her brother.
Yeah.
And again, that's another scene, though.
Yes.
We'll get to that.
Yes.
But Jaime's trying to tell her about the dragons, and he does pass on the message from Olenna that she killed Joffrey.
Yes.
Yeah. And she doesn't want to accept it, but he's like, dude, honey, who else would want it? Who else want the power? Who would want her granddaughter?
Who would want her granddaughter to marry Joffrey?
Yeah. But,
psychopath.
But also, like, she would want her to marry the one that's a pushover, because then she could rule.
Then she could rule.
Yeah. So,
and that's what
and then it clicks with Cersei, because that's probably what Cersei do too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But then we go up to Jon Snow. We're gonna have a little interruption there.
Oh, cat night.
See, our PA on set,
yes.
Patronus, is keeping the peace and keeping Mystique out of frame.
I say we rename him Drogon.
I know. I've got three cats: a black one, a tabby, and a white one. They're the perfect color they match the dragons.
They do.
I am the dragon lady. They did shift the camera a little, but oh well. It shows my nice little Stark flag that I made. So anyway, we're on to Jon Snow at Dragonstone. What is he? Stands face to face. This was a cool scene. Stands face to face with Drogon. That's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
and pets a dragon.
Yes, she flies. She zooms in with the dragon.
Totally. Yeah.
And he just runs right up to him, just like that, like Chai just did.
It's an animal house. Oh, Bart's on.
And actually coos. Didn't he coo a little bit?
Did he coo?
He did. A little bit.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a dragon coo.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a very touching moment.
You caught that, then I didn't catch it. I must have been writing my notes while I was catching.
Probably.
I gotta write notes lately. My attention span has been that of a gnat. So, but Dany's intrigued. She's intrigued.
Oh.
So.
And why shouldn't she be?
All right, yeah. I mean, here's the king of the north. He's a good-looking dude, and now he's just pet the dragon. That's her main dragon, like Dracarys. And it's just like, he likes her.
Exactly.
I'm the same way. If my cats like you, I'll be okay. But if my cats don't like you, get out. I trust their opinion. They know better than I do. But she does have a conversation with him afterwards, talking about, questioning him about that little comment that was made about the heart to the knife that Davos let slip.
Yes.
And he just kind of...
And he's not fessing up to it for whatever reason.
Not fessing up. I guess we'll find out maybe why he doesn't...
Why he's not comfortable with that.
Yeah. But,
we all have insecurities.
Yeah, but dude, you took a knife to the heart, and that's kind of a badass story.
It is a badass story.
But he's not a braggart. So.
He's not.
No. But,
not very many Jon Snows these days.
Who comes up now but Jorah Mormont?
Yes.
Is back, and this time Daenerys. I corrected myself. I pronounce that name wrong all the time. She accepts him.
She really did.
Yeah,
she actually cuddled, or not? Well, kind of.
No more oatmeal skin.
No.
Yeah.
No, he's cured.
I don't know what it was actually called. Hot pig? No, not pot. That's California.
I cannot believe I'm spacing out. I'm thinking of that Russian drug, that crocodile. Anyways, it's grayscale.
The old grayscale. There we go. Yeah. So then we're up to Winterfell with Arya, who's
very suspicious of her sister, and a little fucking finger.
As she should be. I mean, really, that's a man not to. That's
she just
one
needs
that
to face change and just. If she can come back as her father and confront Littlefinger, that would be amazing.
Well, and then she's, First, though, we're back at Winterfell with the crows. We're skipping over the crows. And watch the eyes of the crows. You'll see him go white, 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 flashing from crow to crow as you see Bran change in position.
He's warging into those ravens.
He's watching, and the king, he swoops over the army of the dead.
Yes.
And the king looks up, boom, he knows he's there. Yeah. And it's like, ooh, he sees.
So
King Iceman cometh.
Yes. And he kind of cock-blocked Bran in a way. He was able to knock him out of his warg. So that's really interesting.
So that's an interesting little talent we just found he had.
Yeah. He's
not quite all dead.
No.
But,
no.
And then we move up from there to Samwell, who he's sitting around the council of maesters is having a little meeting, and they get the note from the north of what Bran saw. And of course they're being like a crotchety old group of maesters and saying,
yeah, White Walkers walking.
Well, you've got fucking Sam right there who has killed one. Right? It's like, dude,
and even though they believe him, because you could tell he believes him, but they're still not prepared to change.
They don't want to face it. They don't want to. Like, it's like, dude.
It's very frustrating, but
I know you don't want to accept reality, but this shit is real, and we're all gonna be dead. We need to figure it out, and you got all the knowledge right here. Something's here in these books. Dust it off, find it. So he's trying to light a fire under their ass, but it's not happening.
And then Gilly finds out.
Well, we're not to that yet, but we also find out that they're not telling him what happened to his family. He's Lord. He's the new Lord of the family. He's it. He's
it. He's the last.
He's what's left. The Tarleys.
Yeah. And so he's now Lord Tarley.
Right, but he doesn't know. They're not telling him.
No, they kind of chuckled about it in a way.
Well, a little bit. The main guy didn't have the heart to tell him. So maybe he was getting to it, but we'll find out later that that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen because Samwell is out of there.
Yeah. So now we go back to Tyrion and the eunuch. Varys.
Yes.
Varys? Okay. The whole scene, I was trying to, when I was writing my notes, I'm like, what is this dude's name? I know it begins with a V. What is it? And all I could think of was the Mouse Man. I don't know why that was coming. Because he sneaks around like a mouse.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I saw something where they're saying he was a merman.
No.
That's why he was able to go from place to place.
But, so they're talking about the scene where she lit the Tarleys on fire and having to follow through with what she promised to do, because you have to do that. You have to
be a person
not
of your
everything
word.
Of being a leader is something you want to do, you know? And he's talking about, he says, I'm not the one doing it. I'm not the one doing it. I go, and technically, you know, you aren't the one if you give them plenty of fair and just opportunity to avoid that fate. And they had the opportunity to avoid that fate. And they didn't take it. And even the son was told by the father to bend the knee, you know. So they had the opportunity to not get burned alive, and
there
they didn't take it.
There are many requests for bending the knees. The bending of the knees.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's that estrogen. We want to know that we have men under control after so many years of not.
I prefer both knees.
I bet you do. So, after that, speaking of bending knees, we're back to Jon Snow and Dany. And they're at the council. He's told Arya's back, Bran's back, so he finds out all of these siblings that he thought were gone are not actually gone.
And she's like, why aren't you happy about that? But yeah, there's another pressing issue that Bran sees.
Well, the news from Bran.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the army of the dead. And Tyrion comes up with this kind of a wing and a prayer of a plan to bring back one of them to show his sister, because his sister will not understand unless it's fucking thrown in her face.
It's not a good plan.
And I don't know if that is... She might need to turn into one in order for it
They just need to send an assassin. Like, Arya just needs to go in there.
Just go in. Just send the little girl in. And
but they're keeping the story going, so...
Right.
But it doesn't make sense.
So then they decide, okay, we'll go through with this. Now Mormont's going to go to get him back. He volunteers, but then Jon Snow's going to, and Daenerys is like, Mormont's going, and she's like, no, I don't want you to go. And then Jon Snow's like, well, I have to go back. And then she's like, ah.
Just when I was getting used to
you. can just see that she's like, dude.
She's feeling things.
I just wanted you guys here now, and you're leaving. I'm finally getting used to the idea, you know?
I think she needs to go in there with one of the dragons. How else are they going to survive?
I mean, technically, yeah, if a dragon went up there, like...
If she just flew over there with the dragon.
Like Drogon. And just Dracarys the whole valley.
Yes.
Would that work?
I think
would that be
work.
Enough?
I think that would be a better way to bring one of the walkers back.
This is true. They're kind of taking the lame route for the story. Like, it's kind of like the eagles in Lord of the Rings. Like, why didn't you just take the eagles there?
Why'd you drop me off miles away?
Yeah. Why did you come in to pick me up on the way back? Thanks. I could have used that Uber earlier.
Yes.
Anyway, the Uber Eagle. Where was the Uber Eagle? Anyway. So now we're going back up to Winterfell with Arya and Sansa. And Sansa's trying to explain, because Arya calls her out on kind of...
She's not supporting Jon Snow. She's
clearly
kind of
letting these guys undercut Jon Snow's authority. And Sansa's trying to explain that if Snow doesn't come back, she needs to be
able to get along with
She
them.
needs to get along. And to a way, I kind of see the diplomacy of that. It's kind of,
no integrity.
It's called a contingency plan. If something's not working, let's make sure we got over here. And with how many times Sansa's been fucked over, you could see kind of why she's going to have plans in place.
She has PTSD, and I understand that, but still,
I still don't really like the
brother has shown so much courage. She needs to bend the fucking knee.
Right, but you can understand why she got trust issues. She's certainly...
I can understand, but she really needs to get rid of it.
Yeah, and I'm not one to really laud that character, but I get it. So then the Onion Knight, Davos, and the dwarf sneak into King's Landing. And this brings on some good scenes. First we get Bronn brings Jaime down to the catacombs of the Dragon Skulls for a practice lesson, but he's really meeting Tyrion. And the dragon skull behind Tyrion in that scene, I loved that setup of that scene where you got the dwarf and the big skull that looks like Drogon behind him.
Yes.
Yeah, I loved that little scene. I was like, oh, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, get it.
Yes.
So,
like, you're not going to fight those. You just need to succumb.
So they tell the plant, like, we don't hear what Tyrion tells them, though, but there's kind of a little tense moment between the brothers, as you would expect between, since he did shoot their dad. So, but we don't really, that's all we get. That's the only bit we get of that.
Yeah.
Then we go to Davos finding Gendry.
Oh,
Gendry or Gendry?
Gendry.
Okay.
That was one of my favorites.
That was kind of cool. First of all, thank you for keeping the same actor. Thank you. Thank you for not pulling the rug out on us like you did with Dario.
Yeah, that was BS.
Dario Naharis. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's in the Street of Steel.
We still miss him.
Yes, we still miss him. But he went on to play Francis. Anyway.
Deadpool.
Yeah, thank you. But there's some good lines Davos has in this scene. Like, first of all, nothing fucks you harder than time.
Nothing fucks you harder than time.
Ain't that the truth? I love it. He's dropping some truth bombs on this one. And then he's like, safety is never a permanent state of affairs. Davos with the deep thoughts. But he gets Gendry, and this conversation, these lines are great, and the actors delivered them, like, because he wants to take them with him, and Gendry's like, ready to go, let's go.
He's ready to go. And he already has
his weapon of
choice. Hammer, in which his father, Baratheon used to use a hammer as well.
He's ready to take up the Baratheon.
Yes. He has that spirit.
Yeah. And then they get back to the boats, and they're almost caught, and they use fermented crab, which I guess is
an aphrodisiac
Game
or
of Thrones Viagra.
Yes.
Yeah. Or so
they say.
So Davos cons these guards. But oh no, Tyrion comes along, and it's like, oh, do they recognize Tyrion?
Of course, they're going to recognize him.
Yeah, it's a dwarf.
With a big scar.
With a big scar across his face. And he's wearing clothes that are much more expensive than you'd probably see your average dwarf wearing in those days. But
dwarf.
So what happens is those. Huh? Oh, sorry. So what happens is those guards meet in an untimely end with a kick-ass scene with Gendry killing him with a big hammer.
Oh, that was so good.
And then Davos says, "This is Gendry. He'll do." I love that little scene with Tyrion as they're getting on the boat into the beach. He'll do. So then we're back to Jaime and Cersei, and Jaime's fessing up that he met with Tyrion.
Yes.
And Cersei is just fucking. I hate her. Okay.
She's great. I mean, Lena Headey's great. She's a great villain.
She's great at making you hate her. She's doing great. Yeah, no, because I like Lena Headey. I like the actress.
Yes.
I do not like Cersei. But that means she's doing a good job.
Yes.
But she's lighting fires that have no place. I was trying to read my handwriting here. We started to get a little scribbled as we were watching, but she gives a little nod that there's another little inbred on the way.
Yes. So I think that's how she's reeling Jaime in, because she knows that Jaime's...
that he likes the kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to be a dad. She's icky. She's just icky, because maybe she's lying.
I think she's lying.
You don't know.
But I did see something where they're saying that
we need to get Marley Povich on this. Like, are you the father? You know?
Yeah, the DNA test.
Maury Povich.
I
didn't really watch the show, so I messed the name.
We're tired.
Yeah. Oh no, that's just out of my time frame. I only know it from the parodies of it. So yeah. But anyway, we're back to Dragonstone, and two bastards meet. Gendry
and Jon Snow.
Right, and Davos is like, don't tell him who you are. Don't tell him who you are. Walks up, I'm Gendry.
Yes, straight up. Our fathers were friends, so we should be friends
too.
He
owns it. Down in front. Down in front. Get your bum out of the way. This is be Patronus. or whatever the one dragon was
Drogon.
named. No, that's Max.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, kitty face.
He's a big ass cat.
Yes.
So the two bastards meet and they have a little,
Camaraderie.
and
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
great.
nice scene. It's a nice scene
It
between
is.
the two.
So Jon Snow accepts him, and he's down to go and fight. And
Yeah.
I really like that character.
That was just a nice scene of seeing these two come together, and it's like, yes, all right, two badass characters. Then we go back to the beaches. They're saying goodbye to Mormont and Jon Snow. Daenerys is sad.
She is, yeah. She's a little heartbroken.
Yeah, you can just see in her goodbye. She's like,
she wanted to keep at least one of them.
Right. Needs a toy. Every queen needs a toy.
Every girl.
Every girl. Well, we're back now with Sam with their studying Gilly, right? Yeah, with Gilly, and she's reading pretty good now.
Yeah,
she picked up reading pretty well.
She's now an encyclopedia
But
of
Sam's
the
too
maesterhood.
angry to listen. He's on a roll, and he completely misses that she's reading about the annulment of Ragnar and Rhaegar, and that there was it was an annulment and a secret marriage. And I'm like,
to Lyanna.
You might want to pay attention, heads. Listen up. You might want to know this, Sam.
Yes.
And he's too angry at the maesters, and so then we see him going and stealing some knowledge. He's literally stealing, taking the books. They are gone,
Yes.
and they're going with him.
Yes.
Where Sam's headed, who knows? When he finds out he's Lord Tarly, who knows?
They never
But
told him.
basically, he says, I'm tired of reading about the achievements of better men.
Yes.
Yeah. So
he's ready. Everybody's really getting the courage.
they're starting to mount up. And
the
it's
stoicism
kinda,
is just.
yeah. So then we're back at Winterfell with Littlefinger. And Arya's spying on Littlefinger, and she sees him get a note, put it in his room. She goes into his room.
Well, and he says, Lady Sansa thanks you, so now they are the royal we.
Right. And steals the note. She breaks into his little room there, finds the note hidden in the mattress, reads it. It's the one Sansa was sent under duress way back from King's Landing, way back from the beginning. Then
So it's
Arya
irrelevant.
leaves. Yeah, pretty irrelevant.
They're
Because
just-
Arya
he's just kinda
leaves, and Littlefinger is spying on
them
her, and it's like,
against each other.
Arya, you're new at this spying game. You're better with the changing of faces and the assassinations, but
Yes.
Littlefinger is a pro. he's better at this trickier stuff
So
than
he's
you.
spying on her, spying on him, and
Yeah.
it's very frustrating because you just want her to go and just stab him in the eyeballs.
Yeah, but apparently he's still got some use somewhere. Okay. But now we're up to the wall.
Yes.
And the Hound and the Brotherhood are in the cells of the Hound.
Sandor.
So now you've got the Hound, the Brotherhood, all these people that kind of know each other, and on the outside of the wall of the cage, the prison cell is Jon Snow, Gendry, Mormont, Davos, and the leader of the Wild Men with the red hair and the beard.
Oh God, why don't we know his name? That is just sacrilege.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you have this group of people where it's just kind of, this could be really awkward.
Oh.
This could be really awkward.
So awkward, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's so
Yes.
awkward, it's awesome.
Yes.
Because you got the Hound that's mixed in with all
I'm
these
so
people.
excited.
The guy, calls out Mormont
The necromancer,
as being Mormont.
yeah.
And the Wildman, the leader is like, you are Mormont? He's killed my people, and Mormont calls him right back on, and you seem to return the favor. And then the Hound is just telling it in. He's like, for fuck's sake, would you shut your hole? And Davos doesn't like
I'm
the
really
light
starting
of-
to like the Hound now.
I know.
They did a great job in kind of turning you.
So
your
Gendry's got
emotions.
fond memories of the Lord of Light and him almost coming to die because of it.
Yes.
And
So
So
everyone's
it's
kind of
just-
pissed off at each other.
it's just
and-
kind of one of those meetings where everybody's got their verbal guns drawn at each other, like the scene in Pirates where they're all standing there with the guns out at each other.
Oh.
There's a fight amongst the dragons.
Yes.
There's a-
He's holding his ground. Look at him.
yes.
Oh, and here's Chai.
Yeah. So it's an animal
So
house
hello.
here. So then we see them exit to the north. And it's just a very tense ending because you're like,
It is.
it's like, oh,
They're just going into just freezing.
just send a dragon. Come
snow.
on. Even one of the secondary dragons. Just send a
Exactly.
dragon.
Exactly.
Come on. Just This could be done so much easier. This could be done, like, come on.
But it was good.
You can fly.
It was great though.
It was a good episode though. It's setting up a lot of like tension and suspicion and plotting and
who knows what's gonna happen next week. I can't wait.
Yeah, a lot of, like I said, that meeting at the end with all the people where it's like, this could be weird, but it's kind of cool.
It's very cool.
So I'm gonna rate this episode a 4 out of 5. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 4 also, because
Yeah.
I think next week's gonna be a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't we have only like 2 episodes left?
I think so.
They had Then we
What are we
gotta
gonna
wait like
do?
another decade for the next season. Is this the last season?
No, there's one more.
You're doing one more? Okay.
One more.
Okay. It's like I'm not ready for it to be over.
Me either.
Yeah. And there's certain people that I'm not ready to die, but I know it's Game of Thrones, so you can't get attached.
No,
And,
but you do.
But they certainly have eased up on killing your favorite characters since they ran out of the books.
True.
Yeah, the
But
TV execs have taken over and said, no, these guys are marketable, keep them. And
But that will be. We will see next week.
yeah. Somebody big's got to die. Yeah, somebody big dies every season, and it's like, who's? I'm willing to accept Littlefinger.
Me too.
He can go.
Yes, he needs to go.
Cersei can die. And
I heard that the Wildling King is going to die, and I'm sad about that, but we'll see.
I'm not as attached to him.
I know, but still,
It's gonna
he's pretty
suck
good.
because he's kind of cool, but I'm not.
I really wanted to see him make out with Brienne.
Yeah, they'd make it. That's a good team.
Would that be cute?
Yeah, with Brienne.
Because her and Jaime is just not real.
Because anyone else, she gonna break.
Well, they're trying to like show this thing between her and Jaime, but that just does not.
No, Jaime's.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, she needs a man that can take it. She needs someone who's gonna be a man for her. Yeah, and that's a lot of women.
That is.
You got too excited too, huh, Chai? Chai coughs when he gets excited. But anyway, so that's how we weighed in on Game of Thrones. It's looking exciting because now they're going to meet up with the Northmen in the next episode. We saw that in the coming up, and I'm like, oh, no,
They're getting chased.
No, they're getting chased, and we're turning into Walking Dead.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens.
Walking Dead on ice.
Walking Dead on ice.
Yeah.
It sounds like a weird Disney on Ice special.
But, I mean, I want to watch it all over again. It was great.
A lot of little things, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to watch, and there's, like I said, there's some good scenes in here. Like, oh, I want that screenshot. I want that screenshot too. Yeah. So, but anyway, we're weighing in Fights and Films. I'm Jenny Rose. This is Sandra Zor.
Yes.
And we will be here next week. Hopefully, a bit more timely. That's my fault. I was on set on Sunday, so I did not get a chance. I got back kind of. Not too late, but I was just wiped out. I had to be in a gym scene, and I was on an erg all day long, so I was rowing the whole day. But, so hopefully we'll be a bit more timely with the episode next week, but man, can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait. We're going to sign off now. See ya.
See ya.
You want to say bye, Patronus? You did your cameo.
They all did.
Yeah.